Diplomats from around the world are in Vienna ahead of official talks on Friday to try and achieve a breakthrough in the crisis in Syria. And for the first time, Iran will be at the table. In January 2014, Russia, the U.S. and the UN issued the Geneva Communique. It called on Syrians to determine their own political future. The UN then invited Iran to the talks known as Geneva II, but withdrew its invitation after Iran refused to back a transfer of power in Syria. But just last week, the U.S., Russia, Turkey and Saudi Arabia met in Geneva, and Russia suggested including Iran in future talks, and the U.S. said they were open to it. Iran says this time the invitation doesn't include any conditions.
Iran has been invited to this conference without any preconditions from them, and God willing, we should get a solution out of this that has consensus.
Our Hannah Hockster is in London with more on just how important Iran's presence at Friday's talks is.
Foreign ministers and international representatives will be gathering in Vienna to take part in the Syrian peace talks negotiations. There will be two new additions. There will be the EU. Federica Mogherini will be taking part. This after Turkey and Saudi Arabia voiced their disapproval by the fact that the EU bloc was not involved in talks last time. They feel that the EU should have a better role and be a more defining presence in working out a long-term solution to the Syrian civil war. The most important addition, of course, is Iran. The Iranian foreign minister will be taking part. It is the first time he has sat down in a diplomatic negotiating table to take part in talks about Syria. Iran is a sponsor of Bashar al-Assad. Iran, as well as Russia, have most recently been able to keep Bashar al-Assad in power, supporting him, financing him, and training his fighters to be able to keep Bashar al-Assad. Although he manages a tiny strip of land in Syria, it is the most populous strip of land. Iran and Russia need to be involved to work out a transitional negotiation to essentially remove Bashar al-Assad from power. And that seems to be the best way to enable a peace plan in Syria.